Spooky season is in full swing, but it's not just kids that are cashing in on treats this Halloween. Companies are reaping the benefits too. From the pumpkins and decorations to costumes and candy, Halloween has grown to become the second most commercially successful holiday after Christmas. Sandeep Arora is an associate professor at the Asper School of Business and joins me now. Thanks so much for being here.
A pleasure, Brittany.
So Sandeep, many of us probably remember our parents finding that old sheet, throwing it over us to be a ghost for Halloween. How has Halloween really blown up to become such a big spending season?
Which is surprising, right? Especially given in today's environment with rising inflation and higher economic uncertainty, customer spending on Halloween continues to climb, which is kind of paradoxical. And the more I think about it, I can kind of think of many factors, cultural, emotional, and social, which kind of almost override this financial caution that you would expect people to exercise during this uncertain times. So I feel that Halloween's inclusive and universal nature, a community-centered event, ability to foster joy among community, maybe some nostalgia, as you said. Parents would have celebrated Halloween when they were kids, and almost kind of emotional relief that these events provide our community makes it a very unique celebration. And I think as it evolves into almost a full-fledged lifestyle event, I think brands across industries are also capitalizing at it, and they see it as an opportunity to make it even a bigger commercial event, and then actually which further fuels its growth.
So many of us looking for that little bit of escape during these difficult times. But looking at some of the statistics from last year, the average household in Canada is spending close to $70 on Halloween, many going well above that. So what is really driving some of those spending trends?
So, in fact, let me just kind of talk about some of the cultural factors. For example, you can't think of many events which are so inclusive and universal in nature. It's such a universal appeal that this particular event has. For example, Halloween transcends religions and cultural boundaries. Actually, it's something that can be celebrated widely among a very diverse population like that we have in Canada. It's very secular in nature and very playful in nature. And, not to be left behind, pets are also joining the Halloween celebration with more and more pet owners dressing up their pets on Halloween. So that's something which I think makes Halloween such a big event. But then there's also nostalgia, right? And adults almost try to live their own childhood memories by participating in these Halloween traditions. They like to decorate their house. If they are parents, they like to take their kids trick-or-treating. There are Halloween-themed parties. So nostalgia, I think, plays a big role with something that you touched on initially as well. I think Halloween also fosters this, kind of engagement among neighborhood, that you want to, your neighbors have put these decorations on. You also want to do it. You want to give back to the community, decorate your house. So the collective ritual, this event that has become, and the social bond that it makes stronger, I think, the sense of togetherness it brings, I think it makes it very, very, a big event and something that everyone wants to be a part of. When people are going through tough times, communities come together. So in one way, the uncertainty and the inflation that I was talking about earlier also makes communities come together and show their resilience. Right? People are more likely to spend in experiences that bring in happiness and laughter during difficult times.
But I know many people buy goodies well in advance, but some like myself really just don't want all that candy sitting around the house because I will eat it all. So does the timing of when we purchase things really change the impact that we see when it comes to the economics of all of this?
One big factor that plays into it in terms of how much people are spending and when they're spending money on Halloween, candies and products, is the impact of social media. So you have these such visually appealing social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, which I think amplify Halloween tradition, right? They encourage people to buy products, then show those products to their followers, and then those followers might get motivated by looking at what's happening on the social media and the people they're following, and they might again go and kind of go ahead and buy these products themselves much earlier and maybe spend more money on these products as they would have done earlier. And then you can imagine that this being a snowball effect.
And who doesn't love a little bit of free candy when you go out with the kids trick-or-treating? Sandeep, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Brittany.